All right. Hey guys, crude oil. It is Sunday, August 6th, 2023. This is my personal video trade journal, not to be taken as advice. So, looking at the daily, you can see this zone that's been on my chart since last December. We've come up into it several times. Can't really poke above it. Just keep coming right back up into that same zone. And here we are again. So, that in and of itself is just telling you we are knocking on the door for the third time. Some people say, the more you bang into resistance, the weaker it gets. So wouldn't it be cool if we poke above it right now? There is a fib up there, 1618 at 85.28. This is a continuous contract, continuous daily. So if that fib is struck and then you get a corrective pullback, that's the next clue. So really the next clue is what happens when we get a little higher, poke above here, and then get a pullback. What kind of a structure is that pullback showing us? Looking at the technicals, yeah, they look a little toppy. Yeah, they're toppy, but price could absolutely go up a little higher. Wouldn't it be cool to get some kind of a negative divergence even on the daily? Looking at the 4-hour, now you can see the fib a little more closely, a little more dialed in. This is the front month contract, 4-hour. You definitely have a negative divergence brewing on this chart. So the fib is up there at 84.85. I put a linear regression channel on there just as a little, just an additional tool. I'm not really making trade decisions based on a linear regression channel, but that's kind of interesting. I like using it. So, it allows for this to get up into that fib for sure. Now, what about this internal structure? If we drill down a little lower time frame, what is this? 21-minute time frame. How would we get up to that level, the 1618 on the longer time frame? Well, one way would be is if this really is another wave 4 and this is a 1-2, you get a little higher here, 3-4, and then you get a final shove up to 84.71. That's close enough to the 1618 on the longer time frame. So there is a structure here. There is, to me, this makes sense. So we'll see about that. All right. Now, listen, I'm a professional trumpet player. One of the sayings, everybody thinks I'm a great reader. What that means is you put a chart in front of me, I can sight read it and get a very high percentage of the notes correct. So a lot of people in the professional industry around here think, man, Brad is a great reader. But there's a very nice trick, a very nice sleight of hand that I use when I'm reading a chart for the first time, and it's called when in doubt, lay out. And it served me really well. So you're sight reading, you're playing along in a show or something that I'm subbing on, because when you're the sub, you got to be a great reader. You're just coming in just cold, just reading the show like live. So I do that fairly often. And when I come upon a measure, I'm looking in advance and I see, oh, I'm not really sure what that's doing. I'll back off and maybe even lay out that measure. Just one measure. You just stop playing and then jump back in where you know exactly what you're doing. So it's called when in doubt, lay out. Well, with Elliott Wave, with trading, when in doubt, zoom out. Same exact idea. When in doubt, zoom out. So here we are. You zoom out, you find another fib up here. Now we're back in looking at this nano stuff, and you see a pathway. So, yeah, can we get higher? Sure. But if it's really a wave 4 that we're dealing with here, this could roll over at any time. It really could. Anything can happen. It could roll over right here. But follow the pros. There's a fib up here above this resistance zone. The nano allows for it. This 4-hour, there's a fib right there. But it really depends on where you measure all of this mess. There you go. Good luck. We'll see what happens. And then we'll just look for whatever nature the pullback is. If we make it up to these, make it through these fibs and get up into there, we'll look to see what kind of structure unfolds on the next pullback. And that'll be telling. Of course, wave 4s are treachery. Good luck. See ya.